You are welcome on this channel, dear friends. Today's video is based on some explanation of very important words, three words. Often I'm asked by my listeners to explain the difference between these three words. The words are Messiah, Prophet, and Enlightened Ones. I'm trying to explain the basic difference between these three words. Among three, enlightened or enlightenment is a state of quite different dimension. Enlightenment is a process of losing and when a time comes in your life there nothing is left to lose, that state of utter silence is called enlightenment. Or the man who achieves this state, this level of understanding, is called awakened ones. By citing one example of Lord Buddha, understanding will be more clearer. Buddha was awakened once. He was enlightened. His entire focus was on inner evolution. From the very beginning, its search was the search of inner world. He devoted all his time in the search of inner peace, inner balance. And finally, he got it. So Buddha is the example, perfect example of enlightened ones. The second is prophet. Prophets are those people who are less religious and more political. In the history of Judaism, we will find many mentions of prophets. For example, I am mentioning Moses. Moses was a prophet. He was fighting against slavery. He was fighting for freedom. His focus was less religious and more political. His revolution was based on social revolution. Entire call, entire struggle, entire fight of Moses was against Egyptians' slavery, which was imposed on Israelis. So Moses was the very clear example of prophet. His focus was quite political, but to achieve this goal, he started saying something which outwardly looks religious. But when you go into the depth of the revolution or the philosophy of Moses, you will find that it was less religious and more political. And that was the demand of that time, and there is nothing bad or wrong in it. History or the humanity is grateful to Moses because he has brought many positive change in his age. And the third word is Messiah. In Bible, Jesus has been referred as Messiah. Messiah means person who is lazy, sleepy, and who is like Himalayan valley, very soothing, very peaceful. Such men are not aggressive. If you see the activity of Moses, he looks like a thunder or earthquake. But Jesus is very peaceful, very soothing. So, Messiah is like Himalayan valley, quite peaceful, not at all aggressive. So, prophet is between Messiah and enlightened one. Messiah is the savior of humanity, lover of humanity. He speaks through love. But the language used by prophets are violent language, aggressive language, which Jesus never uses. So these are the basic difference between Messiah, prophet, and enlightened ones. There is nothing wrong in becoming prophet. In Eastern context, the word prophet has become irrelevant. Here, it is very difficult to find an example of prophet. Here, the entire population, the entire history can be categorized into two. Either you will find most political people in society, they are talking about outward a portion of human existence, or there are some, though there are very few, but they are talking about the inner revolution or evolution. So in Eastern context, prophet word is not found. It becomes irrelevant. Either you will find awakened ones or the purely religious people on one side, and on the other side you will find political people who are giving calls to organize or fight against the slavery of any regime. So here the entire population has been divided into two groups. But in Judaic history, we'll find maximum number of prophets. Actually, it was the demand of their time. They are not faulty. So with this basic difference, I am concluding my explanation on these three words. I think it will clear your confusion. Thank you very much, my friends.